All right, match week one. Premier League is back, and I'm back. In our last video, we talked about seasons review for all the teams or all the top dogs in across European big leagues. In this video, I'm just gonna pick a few selected matches on teams to watch out for, games to watch out for this weekend, and give my prediction. You can feel free to like, comment, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. I'll be as brief as a COCK. And in my first preview, I'll go Arsenal versus Coventry. Arsenal has a huge talent depth, and I expect this to be closer to a walkover. Coventry have been promoted. Arsenal are the top dogs. They're the defending champions. They are coming off a big, huge weekend over Manchester City, so Coventry City shouldn't be a problem. I expect at least Arsenal to score at least three goals. Next matchup is Hull City versus Manchester United. Manchester United lost Casemiro, but they reinforced their midfield with Yuri Tillmans, who is, a veteran in the Premier League. He understands his tempo control. I expect these two to be in favor or lean in the favor of Manchester United, given the fact that Hull City are struggling with injuries as well. The next matchup after Manchester United, which we play tomorrow, is Brentford versus Tottenham. Tottenham have been extremely aggressive in this transfer market. Their first signing was Mateus Fernandes from West Ham. They signed Sandro Tonali. They've just signed Savinho. They're all going for Mamouche. Tottenham are breaking bank and breaking their wage structure just to get people in so that they avoid what befell them last season. They almost got relegated. They finished just one position outside the relegation zone, and they mean business. They're a team to watch for this season. They have Dizabi, one of the experienced managers in the Premier League. You remember his days at Brighton. I expect this to lean in their favor. It might be a tough matchup because Brentford too, they were a good team to play last season. But I give my nod on Tottenham because I believe Tottenham have been aggressive. They've done good transfer business, and that should, on paper, that should reflect also what's going to happen on the field. Then the next matchup we're crossing over boundaries. We're going to Spain. The first matchup is Real Madrid versus Espanyol. Real Madrid too have been aggressive. Remember last season they finished the season cupless. They didn't win any silverware for a stature club like Madrid, and they went aggressive. They got the special one. They brought in Bernardo Silva, Konate, Dumfries, Yan Diomande, who is a promising winger, and they mean business. They're trying to avoid what befell them last season because of the superstars they have, the names. And when you play for Real Madrid and the names that they have and the kind of stature that club is, you expected to win silverware season in, season out. So Real Madrid are in this season and they mean business. And I hope that this too is going to be an easy one for them. I don't expect any much competition from Espanyol, but you never know, never say never. But I give my nod on Real Madrid. Then on Sunday, we have Brighton versus Aston Villa. Aston Villa have heavily lost players. They've lost Van Hake and Welbeck. And they've also lost Yuri Tillmans. So there's a bit of a doubt on how they're gonna fare on. I don't know if Onana is fit to start. There's also rumors that they've also lost Morgan Rogers to Chelsea. There's also rumors that Ole Watkins might leave and go to Saudi Arabia. I don't know how that will pan out or if he'll play tomorrow. Brighton are also missing Baleba, who's approved or in the process of going to Manchester United. So it's going to be interesting how this team go. On paper, this is a very tight matchup. I have Aston Villa still having an edge on it, though I have a lot of question mark on that because I feel Brighton is a team that can compete at the highest level, and now Aston Villa struggling with getting the right people to come in. And they've lost huge talent that they had last season that brought them the success they had last season. So it's going to be interesting how but never say never. Unai Emery is, pulls magic at the end of the day. Then the next matchup is Manchester City versus Bournemouth. Last weekend, they suffered a huge defeat and a huge humiliation in the hands of Arsenal. That was never a contest. And now their first match week 1 is against Bournemouth. Bournemouth was a good team last season. But I believe Manchester City have done enough recruitment. They brought in Elliot Anderson. They're in the process of bringing new talent in. They've also broken bank in this transfer season. And I'm giving them a nod on this. It's going to be an interesting matchup. I still feel Man City has an edge over Bournemouth. Then Newcastle versus Liverpool. I think this match, how do you call it? Super Sunday matchup. Newcastle versus Liverpool. Newcastle have lost a lot of talent too. They've lost pretty much their midfield. They lost their captain, Sandro Tonali. And Bruno Guimaraes to Arsenal. They've lost Sandro Tonali. They've lost, who else did Newcastle sell? Yeah, they've lost pretty good players. I don't know. I haven't been key. Oh, they brought in a few people, but they're not top class like the people they've lost. Liverpool haven't had much success like they did in the transfer, like they did last summer, but they brought in Jeremy Jacquet as well, and it's going to be interesting to see. It's never an easy or a comfortable travel when Liverpool go to Newcastle, in as much as Newcastle seem short-handed on paper. But I have Liverpool. I give Liverpool a nod on this. Is going to be a tight matchup. I won't be surprised if there are any draws, but I'm giving Liverpool a nod on this. And then we have Atletico Madrid versus Villarreal. Atletico has had saga this summer. Real Madrid are getting their players. Barcelona wanting their players. They are trolling these big teams. And of course, these are their big rivals. But it's been interesting to see how they've been trolling the big clubs and also not wanting to let go of their star players to go to the opposite team like they've done in the past. So Atletico Madrid, they did some pretty good business. They had Morten Holmand. They've also added Grimaldo. So I give them a nod on this to beat Villarreal with probably 2-1 and see how that goes. Matchup after the Atletico game, there is Barca versus Elche. They've done. I don't know much about Elche, but I know pretty sure. So you never underestimate the underdogs. They've also, from my research I've seen, they've brought in Victor Krust, Fino, Nino, Sangare, and all that, but Barca remain at the top of the food chain in La Liga. They had the best midfielder in the world right now. Rodri's just signed in for 5 years. Barca still looks strong, despite the fact that they're missing that mojo strike after losing Lewandowski, and they haven't replaced. They've lost Lewandowski, they've lost Ferran Torres, so they haven't replaced anybody at the front. But Barca still is a top dog in that league, and this is gonna be an easy win for them. PSG versus Rennes. Rennes lost Jeremy Jacquet to Liverpool. PSG has been PSG. They've transformed their front line. They brought in new players. Ferran Torres in. They brought in Gods from Ajax. So PSG are looking good coming into this season as defending champions. They beat Aston Villa the other night to win the UEFA Super Cup. So I expect PSG to win this. It's going to be an easy win for them for match day 1 as they start their campaign to win of League 1. And the final matchup for the weekend will be on Monday, Chelsea versus Fulham. This is interesting because Chelsea are in the rebuilding phase. Last season they signed a couple of young players and they met a lot of backlash. It didn't really turn out as the success they were looking for. This season they've employed a different tactic into their transfer. What's amazing is how Chelsea keeps on buying new team every transfer season. Like this transfer alone, they've put more than 11 players. Last season too, they did the same. So it's going to be interesting. And they also have a new coach who's trying to redeem themselves. So I feel like Chelsea is in that redemption stage. Xavi Alonso wanted to redeem himself after a spell at Real Madrid had him. A lot of people question his career in coaching, but but I still believe he got it. I still believe he got some juice he can squeeze. And with the young squad at Chelsea now being blended with old guys like Welbeck and Henderson, I believe that Chelsea is going to redeem themselves and they might come out with something. On this, I give them a full nod to close up this matchup week and beat up Fulham. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Let's talk, let's interact. Give a note to your team. If I said something that maybe I missed, let me know in the comment section. Let's enjoy the Premier League, and we'll be back here to talk about if our predictions were right or we missed on something. What did we miss on, and what to look forward for in the coming season?